Hey, this is just a test. This is my first ever review. This show's to do all things zombie. It's a game I've been playing solo for a little while, and it's just an interesting, neat little game. It plays 1 to 6 players, but I think the game was intended to be played by, solo by itself. You can see this is one of the game boards. It comes with 2 game boards. They're all mounted on this cardstock, and you can see the other side. They're double-sided, and with both of them, you can place them together in such a way where you make larger maps. So it's pretty neat. The game comes with a bunch of characters, stars, which are awesome characters, and grunts, which basically are meant to be killed. They don't have a star, they don't have this high reputation. If you want to see a good review of this game in terms of an overview, you can look at Undead Viking's review. He does a great job explaining how the game plays. I'm just going to go real briefly into just kind of the components, what you can expect from the game. The game, my game at least, came with kind of crappy components, to be serious. They're just chits, and I have no problem with chits, but mine were double cut, and so the tops, I had to actually cut off the excess because they weren't cut all the way through. So, and so that, I don't mind chits again, but it was just an issue I had with my copy probably. The rest of the stuff that had to be punched out, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if I can get how close I can get, but you can see just it didn't punch out too well. Again, I think it was just my copy probably. I haven't seen in the besides the boards kind of being messed up, I haven't seen in the forums if anyone else had issues with their copy. The game comes with all white dice. I chose to break mine up into 3 and 3, red and blue, just because the game itself, in the rules, it calls for using 2 different colors of dice, and they only give you white. So again, another just interesting thing about the game. The cards are not great quality. They'll work though. They have these sharp corners, so they're a little hard to shuffle. I sleeved all mine, which definitely helps in the shuffling. And the loot cards again too. Mine are all unequal in terms of the cut. They're I hate to be so hard on a game, but all the cards are just cut just a little differently, so they don't quite stack up. I don't know if you can't really tell here. But you can kind of see how some of the edges stick out there. But the components are not top notch. And for what you pay for this game, you would hope that they would be top notch. The rules leave a lot to be wanted too, because there's a lot of ambiguities in the rules. So again, you'll have to go to the forums to kind of see different things in terms of reaction tests and where you're running. The player aid is nice. I wish they would have included a player aid that talked about the turn and how that breaks down in terms of your actions. There's nothing like that, so you'll have to, your first couple of plays, you'll have to flip open to the rules on page 5 or 5.0, the bullet hole sequence of play. And you'll have to keep that open for the first couple of plays just to understand what's going on, how things work, so on and so forth. The game itself, though, plays once you get past the components, once you get past just different things like that. The game plays really fun, at least solo-wise. I haven't played it with a friend yet because, I don't see how this game really would work well with more than one person. But what you're going to do is your character is going to move around the board basically, and depending on the scenario that you have, there's a bunch that's shipped with the game itself. I think there's 6, but your character is going to be moving around the board, basically trying to search buildings. And at that point, they'll be drawing zombie cards to see how many zombies appear. That's a lot. And then hopefully if you can clear the building out, what kind of loot you're going to get. So this is ammo. There's all kinds of cool stuff. Drugs, there's shotguns in there. Great weapons. And so your character at the beginning of the game is pretty weak. But as you go through these scenarios, you definitely get stronger and stronger. And the game becomes really, really fun. And it's a great challenge. So real quick, what I feel about the game. I think it's a great, it's definitely a fun game. If the components would have been awesome, this game could have been stellar. I think the components bring it down a couple notches for me. But I've included a couple of things to help organize. Flannel box here, I'm a big fan of bondage tape. It might sound weird, but it works great on cards. It's basically like Hugo's Amazing Tape, but at a quarter, a third, less. It's just really cheap, and to hold the cards together, things like that. The game plays fun, great. I think the mechanics, how things work is awesome. I haven't played many war games. This kind of seems like one of those chit-driven war games. But all in all things zombie, it's a fun little game, and if you can pick it up at a good price, I would say do it. At full price, it's a hard thing to justify. So again, all things zombie, great game. If you have a chance and the cash, why not pick up a copy and give it a try? Again, primarily for solo play, not for large groups. And those are my dogs squeaking their toy in the background. So.